administrator, Apostle John E. Wilson of St. John's Full Gospel Deliverance Church.
Has been ordained by God for the elevation of Apostle-elect Cheryl Forson and Apostle-elect Thomas Lonsberry. I would like to speak to you for a few minutes from Psalms 31, verse 8. Psalms 31, verse 8. If we have it here, I'd like for everyone, if you would just look here and read that verse. Everyone. My subject tonight, he placed my feet in a large room. How rewarding are the doings of God. In Psalms 18, David gave thanksgiving to God for his marvelous, manifold blessings, the shield of his salvation and the right hand that held him up. His gentleness made him great. A Christian is not born in the delivery room of baptism. You're not born in the maternity ward of the church membership. You're not born in the hospital of good works. A Christian is born at Calvary, where we are washed in the blood, molded and shaped by the potter. Yesterday belonged to history. Today belongs to you. And tomorrow belongs to God. God who sees all, knows all, looked down the corridors of time, and at this day that his servants will set his feet in a large room. As David spoke here, he is simply saying when you yield yourself to God, he so enlarged our vision and our opportunity that we find ourselves moving up by degrees of grace. This world we live in is an enormous world. Consider the population explosion. Yet the power and the wisdom and the love of God, for our labor of love, God will lead us and guide us to bigger and better things for him. This night, pastors, God has placed your feet into a large room. The enemy will die tonight. Those who said no, he must die tonight, because God is getting ready to place you in a large room. Why don't you clap your hands for the Lord? Faith and prayer must go together. He that believe, let him pray. He that pray, let him believe. For the prayer of faith is the prevailing prayer. David, in distress, is very earnest about God's business. He asked God to lead him and guide him and to order his steps in his word. He placed my feet in a large room. I'll be through in a few minutes. Those that resolve to follow God's direction may in faith pray for it. For enemies are crafty and spiteful, but God can and will frustrate and baffle their designs against you. In this prayer, he gives glory to God by a repeated profession of his confidence in him and his dependence on him, and to being his rock and fortress. God has been your rock. He's been your shelter. He's been your fortress. If God be our strength, we may hope that he will both put his strength in us and put forth his strength for us. God will put his strength in you. Then he